favorite. And I pull my data sheet over here.
You're
My
cheating.
cheat sheet. See what maps they would want to go to here. I mean, obviously we know that they do really like Infernal Shrines. We're 7-2 on that map. Where are they going to go? We're going to Cursed Hollow. They're actually one of their worst maps, but they're going to take us there regardless. We may see Sky Temple as the third choice. Hoping to see Duck Duck's Probe, the Probius play.
On Sky Temple, especially maybe they would just want to they want to finish the series with that. We're going right into the draft. We're going super fast.
Super quick. It's time. Here we go. Game number 2. Not an easy first map there for Tempest. Definitely struggled through parts of it.
I think Raven had a very good team composition with Genji in game number 1, but more of Tempest had also the false stat for the global, but Sonya just took over the top lane the entire time, and they were out-rotated, and I think Dragon Knight push and a little bit of EXP soak more because Tempest knows the map, they can rotate better. I think that made a bigger difference. If Raven was able to really follow up a little bit more with the macro play in game number 1, I think they could have done it.
Vala is banned here. See how Tempest goes back to the Zeratul. Yep. Poor Dark Templar. Shunned by Executor and then put into exile by the meta. He's just had a tough life, that Dark Templar. High Council, man. Didn't want him in. The Nexus isn't that good for him either. Genji will be first picked for Raven.
Seems like we're going to have Genji all day long today, as Genji was, I believe, banned once and played every single other time, starting from yesterday.
Yeah, he has 100% involvement. Gonna be the Malfurion into the Muradin. It's a good way to lock down the Genji.
Again, very safe, balanced pick already with CC.
Gives you the ability to flex into anything else, and you have the best CC available in Malfurion's route to stop the Genji. So you want to go with this for Raven. Shots of Joju on screen. He could potentially play the Uther here. Haven't seen that yet out of Raven.
Genji already played 12 times in Korea.
Yep.
That's insane amount of number for the days he's been allowed to play.
They are really thinking about this.
Maybe even picking up the Haka to deal with the global. They have been really struggling against the global presence.
Yeah.
Against all teams.
That's the thing. It's like both globals are available, so they're going to take one of the two. They're going to take the Zebo as well. So the Zebo and Genji, I feel like, really pair well together. Same with Gul'dan, but again, the Zebo is going to be more consistent damage, and he's going to be so easy to protect. The struggle for them last game was that NMX was constantly dove upon by the Judgments coming out from Tyrael. And Tempest not necessarily going to have that Tyrael this time, and even if they did, it's going to be so much harder to stack those CCs together and kill in a Zebo. It's a lot tankier, it's a lot more protection. The Uther ban comes out, we were talking about Joju perhaps playing the hero. Won't be able to do it now.
Uther brings out the burst heal and also the armor onto the target that is healed, and also the divine shield can be very painful.
Falstad ban controls the globals here for Raven.
I like this draft from Raven. They're really controlling the global side of the draft already. If they can make it work in game, I think they can out-soak the EXP.
Tempest has to pick damage here. Li Ming, such a dangerous choice against the Genji and the Zebo. It may just have to be a Li Ming Tychus game here. Alternatively, Tyrael Greymane. Definitely a strong choice for Tempest. Cassia, though. Just forget about our Amazonian warrior. She's still quite popular, but it's not as standard as the other picks right now still. And the Anubarak, so looking to, I always want to say web wrap. I think that's what his ability was originally called. Cocoon. Whoever on Raven is going to be the support is probably the main target here. Cyber Anubarak is the best skin, objectively. don't know why everyone likes Metal Caterpillar Nubarak. That's a Caterpillar skin right there, man. That's not as cool as Cyber.
Hey, everyone has his favorites. His or her.
Yeah, and some favorites are better than others, G-Clef.
Okay, they're coming back into the draft. You still need... Dehaka may be enough, but they also, of course, need a support. Maybe even double support again coming out with Genji. Let's see if the full EU, as you mentioned, comes out again from Raven, as we already saw from Blossom happening. Uther is already gone.
Hey, they could also run the Artanis. There's Stitches. And it's going to be the Karazim. So, Stitches, once again, his pick rate has spiked today. We'll see if they can play a good Stitches.
This time with a little bit more pair onto those hooks.
Yeah.
Tracer is here.
Okay, so Cassia Tracer, no protection for the Tracer, but no real lockdown. The only lockdown to stop the Tracer is going to be the Dehaka here. And maybe a lucky zombie wall could temporarily lock her down. But overall, I feel like it's a really weird pick. Both of these drafts are not what we've come to expect after casting 10 weeks of HGC Korea. Regular season for Season 1 will come to a close after this best of 5. Tempest is up 1-0. Can they make the Tracer pick work here on Cursed Hollow? Let's find out right now as we move into game number 2. Joju will be playing Karazim, Hamlin will be on the Genji, and MX on the Zevo, Dion on Stitches, and H82 on Dehaka.
And in red, Tempest, Hyde on Muradin, Duck on Cassia, Lockdown on Nubarak, Sign on Tracer, and Modern Life on Malfurion once more.
Look at that beautiful Heroes of the Storm logo sprayed on the ground instantaneously. I wish I could spray paint that beautiful art so quickly like these heroes can.
Of course, having double tank, and now Hyde is on that Muradin instead.
It's a very aggressive Genji positioning there, but he was going to get out no matter what, so that being a cool little scout. Damaging the towers quite significantly, but not able to secure a destroy on any of them. Oh! The tail end of that vehicle.
There's a Tracer harass. I feel like Tempest has adapted a lot of what L5 already has shown us, kind of. Even with Tracer, maybe they want to have this roaming power again with Tracer coming with the pulse bomb, sticking onto right target and having those strong pickoffs.
Well, it's really weird for me to watch Hyde on Muradin and Sign on Tracer, but see how well he plays the Tracer, because he's definitely not going to have the tankiness that he normally has. H82 going to struggle actually here against Lockdown. Wanted to go for the grab, but perhaps it was on cooldown, off screen. So many mount sounds now in the game, all the new mounts. I don't know what that one was. I guess that was the Busan Police mount. Right there we heard.
Of course, Tracer will have her pulse bomb before from the beginning of the game, because that's how she's built into Heroes of the Storm. You can upgrade the pulse bomb at 10.
Yep. So she's holding on to it right now for a good target.
For beginning, it doesn't do too much damage at the beginning, but later on it's going to do a little bit more.
Very weak against the Genji, because if he times his deflect correctly, he can't get a kill. It looks like he wants to try to get a pick onto one of these junglers at the time. The camp timing. So Tempest actually committed to sending Tracer up there, and they actually missed the camp. They're not going to have it, and this is really unfortunate because Raven gets the camp on the opposite side of the map where the tribute spawns, so that's going to be extra lane pressure in the top lane, and they couldn't stop the camp or get a pick, so it's actually pretty favorable for Raven right now. Tempest going to have lockdown channel. Dodges the tongue. Nubrak has the ability to delay quite a bit with his beetles as well, so that could be a factor later on. Just wanted to remind everybody of that. Normally do try to highlight the interrupts. Tracer can be an annoying interrupt, Malfurion as well. But Genji and Zebo are going to be the most annoying of all.
Still keeping 2 on top lane for Raven. Of course, they are outnumbered here, as it doesn't even seem like they were trying to contest this at all. And they really want this push with the golems on top.
Yeah, they already got the golems. They knew they had the camp advantage, and they also damaged those structures earlier on at level 1. So wise choice. Pulse Bomb connects here with NMX. Poor guy has just been the target of ganks for Tempest. Parting Gift will help secure the kill as Duck Duck can retreat.
H82 joins the team fight, but a little bit too late. And actually, he's going to find himself in the danger zone.
Ooh, H82, nice burrow. Duck Duck goes down.
Here comes Genji from the side. He's looking for his second target. Hyde has nowhere to escape.
Hits the Stormbolt before he goes down at least. He did talent into that at level 1. So they're behind now in terms of EXP. Level 7 up for Raven. And they should be good. They should be poised to take the next tribute. They have so much delay, remember. A lot of the reason why they lost the first one was because they just wanted to get these structures instead in the top lane. They let it go. It's going to be a blue side spawn as well, and they're going to have the camp timing here once more that Tempest does not have. Tempest is going to have the setup faster, though, because they didn't camp. In fact, lockdown, considering the invade, not going to be wise here. And Hamlin in a very dangerous place.
There's a deflect damage onto just from Tracer's auto attacks. You saw how much damage that could be done. That's from 1 ammo.
Definitely a scary idea to run Tracer into the Genji like that. He did eventually stop attacking. Pulse Bomb comes down. No kill, though. It's not upgraded yet. Nice wall here onto Hyde. Actually, Skullcrack coming out for Muradin at level 7, so no cooldown reduction on his abilities, just wants to get the extra stuns. Is Hyde. Well, he's not normally a Muradin player. I assume he probably knows the better talent here, but anyways, I mean, for those extended stuns, perhaps to slow down the Genji, slow down the Kharazim, in the longer fights, it's a little bit tougher to escape.
There's also a hook attempt over the wall, but does not connect. The hooks are just not on the point, but it's also the helping hand that's actually saving lots of his teammates, especially Nazeebo when he gets caught off guard. That's another way of using stitches. Zain's having a tough time as Tracer does not have the best wave clear of the game.
No, definitely not. I say doesn't have D.Va. I'm like, no, not on this patch.
Once D.Va comes along, I think the draft will be so much fun. Even better than now.
We'll see how she functions. I don't know if she'll be used a lot in pro play, but people have differing opinions. I'm excited to see how self-destruct comes into things. And
I'm excited about Bunny Hop, an emote that became a heroic ability in Heroes of the Storm. That's
just a funny circumstance in general, no matter which way you look at it. I forgot what other heroic is called because I haven't been able to play her yet, but I'm really hyped about that because with the high skill level we have here in Korea, we're going to see a lot of cooldown reduction. We're going to see a lot of self-destructs. Joju with the channel here already. 10's up for both teams. X-Strike again, and the 7-sided strike. Wants the kill here on the sign. He's actually pinging it. He killed himself.
That deflect damage from all the Tracer auto attack literally killed himself.
It's actually really tough to stop autoing because of how Tracer functions as well. Hamlin's going to go down, so it's a 1-for-1 here. See, Nubrak will retreat. The chase comes in with the X-Strike off screen, and Nubrak does die to that X-Strike. Gives him the reset to come back in. That's going to be killed in Modern Life. And Raven will get the 4-man. Only Muradin survives. Side note, Widowmaker's quest is complete.
It's always after the team fight.
Yeah.
Or after he's dead sometimes. And with that, Raven has the lead. And they also have the global side. Hyde will come for it just to check the mark, but I don't think he can contest at all. He's just going to stall some time. Tracer not even joining for the fight. Seems like he's just trying to harass at the moment.
Haymaker as well, by the way. Yeah. About that. Every hero that you could Haymaker has a way to get away. Like, even Stitches can bile to get out of that situation. I think this is a horrible choice, considering everything that Raven has to work with.
Only choice will be kind of the Zevo. There's the lightning ball.
Yeah,
And
he's
MX
the only one,
away.
and he almost gets the kill on the sign. But it worked out.
Will recall and save himself. There's a second target. There's a Twilight Dream, so he cannot dash away. Is that going to be enough? There's a second dash. 7-sided for the moment. And third dash does connect.
Comes out of that 7-sided on the perfect spot to escape. Very lucky there.
What?
Okay, Duck's going to channel this to even up the tributes. The boss is pushing. The boss tight. Like, this is so unusual to me. Like, we're basically seeing Raven out macro Tempest on this map, including Merc Caps, now the boss. They got Raven. The Tempest just couldn't contest there. Now, even though they end up losing that fight, you know, Tempest is not in as good of a position as they could have been. DeYoung is going to get the fort here too. They're going to have this camp timing once more. Tempest is just going to commit to getting this fort, which I feel like is much significantly worse because they're going to lose the camp right now and a lot of EXP. That's why Raven takes a whole level lead now. They have the talent tier advantage.
Here's a jump onto HGC as he's rooted. There's no way of escaping this. Doesn't even pop that adaptation.
So it ended up being a fort for a fort, but they lost a lot of EXP for this. They do finally get 13 with that extra fort EXP. And they're going to come over now to take this tribute fight. This is going to be a super important one because no matter which team gets it, it is Curse.
And I'm pretty sure Dehaga still has his Brush Tucker available to join the fight. This will be a tribute for Curse. Duck has been poking a little bit, but not too much damage coming out from Fenn at all.
Ooh, nice hook here on the Modern Life.
There's a 7-sided ice block to attempt. Duck is very low already. Twilight Dream is blown, but Cassie has gone already.
And MX going to ice block to avoid the pulse bomb. It's going to give them so much extra damage, the fact that he survives there. Very well played. Hamilton on the chase here. Hyde is not getting out of this one. Avoids the hook. Will be Curse. X-Strike comes in. Should have a dash in just a minute. Okay, there it is. And MX just going to chase to get the secure kill. Interrupts him from using that cyber agility. Actually, not only does he live, but they might get the counter kill onto NMX. Good body block here by Hamlin. Gets the dash away. And even with our 8th place team, you can just see the mechanical skill of both of these teams is immense. I'm enjoying watching this one. Genji does eventually fall. Curse is the bigger issue here.
Here comes the blind, the ball lightning. Do extra bit of damage. DeYoung gets pulse bombed, and there's a kill. Actually, Nubarak gets taken out from the side. Sign trying to body block and do extra bit of damage at the end, but it is actually Hyde who gets trapped into that zombie wall. This is a messy game for sure, and not the best game that Tempest hasn't been showing all this season at all.
If they're playing like this in playoffs, they are not going to Sweden.
I hope not, but
NMX actually should be fine here. Tanky.
But I'm loving the way that Hamlin is actually using that Genji.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's really well done. I just feel like the Tracer pick into a Genji is never going to be what you want. Because he can avoid the Pulse Bomb. And now the Ice Block is up. I mean, there's basically 2 targets you can't even really get value from Pulse Bomb. Haymaker is used to secure this boss, as Raven was unable to set up and rotate quickly enough to buy time here. So Haymaker being a valuable pick in this situation.
So much damage done to H82 already. There's a Pulse Bomb too, but adaptation heals him back up.
Big silence here as Raven overextended. Looks like they may have. They're going to pick on Acacia though. 7-sided comes in. Hyde will be taken out. That's the double. And
soon to be triple dice block.
Yep.
It's not going to save it.
So many kills here. Just going to ignore the boss and go keep. They have the Siege Giant push with this. And obviously they have a really strong pushing power with Nazebo. completely a dash build here for Genji, by the way, just to talk about builds. We haven't really been talking about his of the slam build as well. Coming out for Stitches, which has been it's pretty much been the norm when we've been seeing Stitches in play in Korea recently. Shuriken Mastery completes.
There's a drag onto Lockdown. He has no escapes. It's blown up just like that.
You can feel a massive difference between Lockdown's Sonya, which is a hero he's played countless times in professional play, and is a Nubrak, which this will be his first game, and perhaps for him, it would be best for it to be his last game of Nubrak.
Also, I believe there was one Modern Life played on the Nubrak on some other battleground, and I believe they lost the game, so it was not the best, of course.
Well, they're going to go ahead and take their own boss now. They already have to keep pressure in top lane. This Tribute spawn is really unfortunate for them because it's so far away from where they've all committed the 5-man to the boss. So the boss is going to help defend the curse. I feel like they're going to have. There's no way they could stop Hyde from channeling. They're not even going to try. They're just going to push with the boss to get a second keep. And see what Tempest... I mean, Tempest is going to be forced to defend during their own curse. So that's very annoying. Shuriken Mastery being completed means he could actually... Hamlin could do a lot more Shuriken Harass, just using his Cyber Agility to refresh the cooldown.
Hyde also going for give him max at 16. I don't think he needs more damage, but here we go. He's going to come from the side to do that more damage. There's a Cocoon. Yep,
he's going to look for a big Haymaker. There's the kill onto Nazebo. That was the target they went for immediately there. No Ice Block. Going to be a 2-for-1 so far. X-Strike coming in. Wants to kill into Duck Duck. Will he go for it? Goes for it, doesn't get the kill though. And it's going to be a 3-for-2 as Hyde actually dies.
That team fight, I couldn't really follow my eyes. There was Blink from Tracer, dashes coming in from Genji, and also Karazim. That was way too many dashes.
Also, all the players are playing different heroes than they're normally supposed to, so it's really hard for me to commentate their player names properly, but either way, Hamlin here very low. The curse, again, just totally useless right now for Tempest. It was totally wasted. They lost a second keep, and they are potentially going to lose this game if they can't step it up here. 20 is going to be against them. The extra lane pressure. Boss should be respawning in probably about a minute and a half for Raven. Or sorry, for Tempest, the top boss is what I'm talking about. See if they go for an aggressive power play on that with 20.
Raven will hit 20. They just hit, and let's see the 20 talents. Tempest there already out-rotated, and teamfight, of course, picking one target off, and Nazebo seems to be the one. It's been working so far, but if you cannot take down Hamlin, who's been making super plays, and he went for the deflect at 20. He's gonna do. I'm sure it's gonna finish soon. But yeah. Once it finishes, especially when you have Tracer on the other side, it's gonna do all the damage to all the heroes nearby.
Yeah, if Tracer's gonna help him get that, but if Tracer attacks him while he has deflect up, his teammates are gonna rage. So push continues here. They're going towards mid this time with the 20. They're just gonna use this opportunity to go for keep. The boss isn't up yet, so Daka is prepping the top wave to threaten the core for once that boss spawns. So they'll have that extra pressure there. They just want to use 20 to try to force this keep down. They have constant lane pressure from all three with catapults. Okay, we see the Cocoon is already committed here. King's coming down. He needs help. Hamlin is actually already rooted, well placed against the Cocoon. So did lock him down for a little bit longer, but they're just going to back off as that top pressure comes in. The boss should be respawning. That's where they're headed. Well timed. This is actually really good rotation coming out from Raven. Understanding the lane pressure, trying to knock down the keep wall. They're going to get the boss, which will then hit the core. They can take the second boss when it's up in about a minute's time. Chain these together.
There's the boss steal completed. Tempest is still not 20. There's a false bomb onto DeYoung. Haymaker onto the target. Just bolts away.
Bolts away. 7-side coming in. The Twilight Dream, I think, only hit Hamlin. He does eventually die there, so it's a 1-for-1. As Hyde is dead as well. Keep forgetting that it's Hyde on the Muradin and not Sign, because I'm like, well, this is just unusual play that we're seeing here. But anyways, DeYoung does go down. Joju wants to make this a 1-for-1. He dies to the parting gift there of Sign. So 3 dead. And that's pretty good news for Tempest because they need to try to defend this now. HA2 is just going to try to target the core.
This boss plus 4 catapults on the bottom. This will be pretty quick. Cassia is done.
Yeah, I think this is it. They were targeting the Zebo instead of defending the core. The Zebo bought a lot of time. That is going to be game over. Raven going to take a map off of Tempest, tying us up in this best of 5. Could be a close series if things continue at this pace. We are tied up 1-1 now. There you have it. Raven has taken very few maps off of teams this season. They take a map off of Tempest and not so funny anymore, I feel.
I think Hyde is trying to hide the strategy here. They are going to the playoff for sure, and they want to go to the Mission Brawl, of course. And today's the last match for them, and they do not want to reveal anything. They don't. It seems like they don't even want to try something new, as they will also reveal that out to the opponents coming out.
Doesn't even look like they want to take the best of 5 seriously, to be honest. Well, the Hyde, Muradin, and the Sign Tracer experiment was a failure, okay? Against Genji, yeah, no, maybe not try that one again. That game that we just cast was